Oh yeah, we gotta get those good syncs.
Yeah. Especially because for the first minute or two, we get to see them in sync with each other, and that is always fun, not just aesthetically pleasing to the pattern recognizing behavior in our brains, but also because it means the match is close, which you and I have a vested interest in. Much more exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
Dear Mario.
All right, just like that, the runners are off.
It's a cake for you. Yours truly,
Both running on
Princess
English.
Peach. Peach.
No advantage here for either runner. Japanese does save a slight amount of time for 16.
And again, that's the kind of thing. Yes, not a big deal in this format, certainly. And as you mentioned, they're matching each other, so works fine. We're gonna see some pretty straightforward stuff right out of the gate. The first, 20 or 30 seconds are pretty universal. After that, especially at this skill tier, we could see divergence pretty quick because there are higher risk strategies you'll see from the top runners in the world that you might not see from runners just below that, even just like top 20, top 50 players for that matter. And we're off. Coming a little far right for BlueHaven on the skip, and yep, too far to the right. Finnii, I think, nailed it instead, and boy, just a matter of pixels you can see there. We are not off to a good start.
Yeah, unfortunate for BlueHaven not getting that Lakitu skip. You always want to get the first trick out of the way at least. We got a route divergence here. BlueHaven taking the no LBLJ route. Finnii getting the LBLJ first try.
I mean, that is exactly the difference I was thinking of, is after the Lakitu skip, whether you go for the LBLGA is sort of the differentiator, between skill tiers. And you can see why Finnii's PB is as low as it is relative to BlueHaven. And the thing about the Lakitu skip is you can tell at certain players they're a little more worried about falling into that moat than they are about the Lakitu.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to moat. That is priority number one when starting a race, that is for sure.
If you moat, you're going to emote, for sure. And yeah, you can see they always kind of veer to the left at the last second, and if you don't nail it, that's what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. BlueHaven going into Womps now. I don't think BlueHaven actually does LBLJ, even in PB attempts. I think this is his normal route. But Finnii making it look easy, nailing Dark World with LBLJ.
Yeah, this is a pretty significant start, and as we said going in, though, I mean, you're basically kind of counting on a runner like Finnii to maybe make a few significant mistakes. It hasn't happened yet, a couple minutes in, but there's probably most of the versions of this where you win do involve those mistakes anyway, so I think it makes sense for you to play your normal game, try to do it as well as you can, don't necessarily take a bunch of unusual risks, things that you haven't practiced as much, because if you win, it'll be because Finnii misses some of those, so allow them to take those chances.
Yeah, BlueHaven needing to be consistent. That is definitely a big priority. Did miss Cannonless the first go around. Backed up Wild Blue. Attempt number 2.
Yep. This is how Cannonless was. Good. This is how it was in the old days, where you line it up and you kind of just accept that it's going to take 5 or 6 extra seconds.
Yeah, not a big deal. He did go for Salt Clef, so he didn't lose too much time missing it the first go around. Maybe wanted to make up some seconds from the Lakitu.
Yeah, reasonable to try to steal it back here and there. Probably unlikely to come down to that level. You can see Finnii doing the same thing, not charging right ahead to Cannonless exactly. It does nail it though.
Yeah, Finnii looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, that early start, not just the Lakitu, but the LBLJ, it combines. It just gave him a significant lead just minutes into the match.
That it does. And this is, I believe this is one of the earlier rounds. I'm not exactly sure where we fall in the bracket, but we played through qualifying, and now I think we're in the main bracket. And in earlier rounds, you get a little matchups where you get a few minutes off in the PBs. A bit of a skill difference. But it's still really nice to see all the different routes and stuff that runners do. Like BlueHaven will be jumping into CCM, as well as what is it? He's going to be doing Dark World late. I think that's the big change here as well.
I think so.
So later than the LBLJ. This is the only stage we see in Finnii's routes in the lobby area, and really we don't see any upstairs either. It's straight Bowser stages and Womps other than basements.
There's more variation. I mean, you and I have cast, some of the best 16-star runners in the world, the best, really. And while it's a lot of fun to watch that level of just pure excellence, it also can kind of become a grind, right? Because they just don't make that many mistakes. A lot of them run the same kind of routes. There's not a lot of variation. It's exciting for its own sake, but oh no, big miss from BlueHaven, and that's the kind of thing that's exciting, right? Is that none of these moves can be taken for granted, and you actually get more choice variation at the mid-skill tier.
Yeah, the choice variation is huge. Even at like a top tier level, there's some differences you can see. But Finnii not able to get Pillarless. I think was going for Tama. Ended up messing it up somehow. Is he fast enough to get the Talon? Is not. It's going to go for the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, just a little rough around the edges there, as you can see. So he does have a lead, but this is the kind of way you could chip away at it right there, right? Little mistake here, little mistake there. But that's really the problem with that opening, is that it kind of gave him a couple minutes maybe even to work with, and he's going to have to make several smaller mistakes. There's another... Ooh, I messed up the bomb again.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
No! Oh, it takes the death.
The death, too. That could not have gone worse. And things are tightening up just a little.
It is. And the LBLJ route, it only saves about 30 seconds, maybe 35. I know at least 30. But so it's not like the biggest deal for BlueHaven to overcome, especially with that death right there. BlueHaven sitting at 7 stars. Does have to go through Dark World.
Yeah, although you throw in the Lakitu and you're looking at, what, 40 plus, and you're a minute into the run, which is pretty rough. But you're right, that death definitely makes things interesting again. It's a little harder to tell, kind of like from a horse race perspective, who's ahead because they're taking such different routes right now. But I will say that every time I look over at BlueHaven, they are looking much smoother. Maybe opening match jitters then?
I would assume so, definitely. First, I mean, this is a 16-star race. You know going in that mistakes are, gonna happen, and they're kind of a big deal, and it make you a little nervous. So, getting a few tricks out of the way is definitely good for BlueHaven. Seems to be, at least.
Yeah, 2 more quick stars for Finnii. Does not go Shy Guy list, does use a Shy Guy, but again, this is not the kind of format where that extra second here or there is really going to matter that much. He said, hopefully, nervously?
I was like, I don't know, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy I'm wrong.
Yeah, I had to retime, what was it? Cheese and Flixer. They were less than a second off. 16-star format just recently.
It doesn't usually matter, but it can.
Absolutely. Exciting matches is what we want to see here.
That's all we want to see.
That's what we're getting at.
Yep, and whoever's behind, we want them to come back for the same reason. Kind of have to root for the underdog no matter what. If we're not rooting for world records, we just want it to be hype, we want it to be close. And actually, this is looking reasonably tight. You can't just look at the numbers, of course. They're both sitting at 8 stars, but they're taking very different routes to get there.
No.
I know that's not good, though.
Taking the death in Dark World right there was just too close to the edge on the moving platform.
Yeah, definitely seen just a little more platforming precision from Finnii, which you would expect given the relative difference in PBs. We've seen some pretty high skill stuff from BlueHaven. It's just been the consistency thing.
Yeah, consistency is key in these races, and Finnii definitely showing that he's been putting in the hours. Knows exactly what's going on. And with a 15-17 PB, I mean, that's 30 seconds off of world record time.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, if you squeeze out just sub 16, that barely gets you into the top 100 for this category. So that's pretty crazy. Deal. Yeah, it's like almost exactly right. Top 100, sub 16, they're like basically identical to each other, which just shows you how competitive this category is.
Yeah, especially in more recent times. 70 stars gotten really competitive as well. So many players have been grinding out times, and we've gotten a lot of new members, I think, as well over the last few years. So popping off on the leaderboards.
Yeah, for me, 16-star definitely just the most entertaining of the categories, though. I mean, just the time length is perfect, about 15 to 20 minutes per run. So there's some definite tension as you get to the end, but it's not one of those heartbreaking, hour-plus kind of speed runs where the whole thing could fall apart. That's too stressful to be enjoyable, almost.
It can be.
Yeah. You don't want to see anyone lose a run like that. But this is a nice little kind of bite-sized thing without being, one of those 90-second break-the-whole-game runs. Still requires a lot of skill expression. Here's BlueHaven with Bowser throws. Not going to miss that one right next to the bomb.
Yeah, definitely a nice category for a race. A 16-star category.
Did we punch Toad? I think we're good.
I think we're okay.
All right, Toad's all right.
We're chill. We're chill today.
You punch Toad if your first few runs go badly.
Yeah.
You blame him
We'll
for
save
it.
it.
Displaced anger.
We'll watch BlueHaven. We'll see. Yeah, Finnii, 14 stars, about to make it out of HMC. Has been that death for BlueHaven really was rough. Could probably be at like 12 stars now. Just like 1 or 2 behind Finnii.
Yeah, definitely. I think Finnii pulling away a little bit again. I know it looks like they're around the same place, but they've taken different routes to get here. So I think we're at the point now where that star count actually is pretty significant, even though, again, they're different stars.
See upslide there for Finnii. Saving a few seconds. Got bad boulder RNG, was kind of sad, but got to see upslide. See how the MIPS goes.
Yeah, this is one of those potential equalizers if you mess it up.
Oh, very clean.
Well ahead of the little rabbit. But here's the problem. I've seen people get stuck on this for, let's say 30 or 40 seconds. Not as bad as BLJs can be. Oh, that's pretty clean. We're through one of the big hurdles there.
That's the reverse curse right there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and really clean through the set. Wow, that was very good.
Yeah, super clean from Finnii.
I mean, I don't think he needs a chip clip here. I don't know if he knows what kind of lead he has. Might not even try. Nope.
Did see him practicing it right there before we started. So
maybe he
didn't go too well.
Yeah, or maybe he said. I mean, sometimes sometimes they feel like, this is a good run. I don't think I need to take too many risks. We'll see which way they approach the sub as another hint maybe of how they think they're doing.
Okay, front sub.
A little more cautious than most, but yep, got it. Finnii looking really good, and not giving BlueHaven the kind of openings that BlueHaven needs.
Yeah, no, not after that one death in SSL. That was really the only mistake I've seen so far. I mean, a pretty big one at that, but,
BlueHaven matched it, yeah, not too long afterwards, and probably didn't lose quite as much time, but gave a lot of that right back, and could not afford to do that. Oh, this is so smooth from Finnii. Are you seeing this on the left? My goodness. Like, this is top tier looking stuff.
Is this ultimate? Oh, my word.
Wow. This is, seriously, like, again, we have cast the best in the world, and this is, like, in that category. This is top tier movement. Wow. I did not think he had quite that in him. I know he's a good runner and all, but I kind of braced myself for more mistakes maybe than the last time I cast these kind of matches, and that was very good.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, no, this tournament, I mean, absolutely has the top tier skill in it. I think Slippery Nip was supposed to play. I was supposed to comp Slippery Nip yesterday, and I know there's all the other top runners in there as well. So they're definitely getting into the meat of it. With Finnii showing up. Yeah, definitely not as well known. Finnii isn't as maybe some of the top 10s, but showing that wants to compete, can compete.
What I'm learning is that we should probably get to know him.
Exactly.
Definitely making a bit of a statement here. That was just quite a run through the Dark World, and we are just about done here with this first run. Finnii looking like a pretty good starting time, well on their way to going up 1-0, barring some major mistakes. BlueHaven, decent little nip clip, not too bad. Could still get hung up on the next one, but at this point we are at our opponent's mercy. We need them to get stuck on these stairs for a long time.
All right, that's the one attempt. Camera went a little bad, but Finnii able to catch.
Yeah, and that's significant. That was probably, realistically, your last hope if you're BlueHaven.
Most likely. I mean, BlueHaven is really far behind at this point. As long as Finnii doesn't have a traumatic bits, I think he's pretty safe.
And there it is. That was one of the last things you could have plausibly hoped for. I mean, I'm trying really hard on this reverse curse stuff. I'm trying really hard. Finnii, there's no way. There's no way. This won't even be close. He can't possibly mess this up. I'll take the hit.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
but-
see.
Yeah,
Finnii
but-
looking clean though. Got a really nice triple jump. Was on pace for Manimo, I think. Was going for a speed kick, got a dive.
Yeah, but he doesn't need it. Right here, I've seen this part give people a little bit of trouble.
Whoa! Giving Finnii a lot of trouble, stopping the game entirely.
Wow. Let's see what
Gets the
happens here.
wall kick.
Okay.
Whoa!
Just hung up for a second there.
Had to splice in the ledge grab. Knew he wasn't gonna work.
Jeez.
That was a really weird backup for Finnii. But gets the good elevators. All
Yeah,
right,
I'm not sure
we'll
if
see.
we might be having some slight tech problems. I'm not sure.
I'm sure
Was that a
it's
pause?
probably on. I'm sure it's probably on Finnii's side. Maybe the internet's just lagging. Stream
Bear with
coming
us.
through. I don't know. Could give BlueHaven the lead here. Finnii pausing, but now BlueHaven pausing. Maybe he's just trying to alleviate some time. Side flip, Bowser grab for Finnii.
First throw, nice and clean, and immediately with the second. Is that gonna take? Just barely. Yep, got it. Wow, these are quick. This is Kano level stuff, man. Oh, except for the end. There we go. In midair, the curse takes effect, but it doesn't matter. We have a big lead here. You could toss Bowser all around for a couple of minutes if you had to.
Yeah, had some time. No big worries. I think missed the 15 there.
Yep.
Maybe a
just
little
barely.
sad for that, but yeah, very clean run for Finnii. 16:05.
Yep, you called it. Within a minute of his PB is pretty good for first run of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good for any day at any point.
That's a good point.
Fantastic.
Good for a career for me, certainly at least.
Same. But BlueHaven, not having much of a chance if Finnii's gonna be popping out 16s like that.
Yeah, I mean it's a little tighter than I thought it was going to be, though. All things considered.
I think there was some light when Finnii took that death for BlueHaven. There's definitely some light there. BlueHaven just stays clean. With the route that he has, can get a 16. Maybe BlueHaven just pops off PBs by a couple minutes, just real quick. Nobody
Not too much
saw.
to ask. Yeah. Get their first sub 18. Very plausible. And that's the thing, too. Like, even if your PB isn't as good, well, that means you've got more room to improve, too. You've got more upside. You know, the guys who are already getting around 15, they can't get that much better very easily. They're into that marginal territory where they're grinding things down here and there. Whereas, someone with a personal best, just a little sub 20 here and there, there's still a lot of fat left that they can trim.
Yeah, 100%. BlueHaven definitely capable of a lot more. Is not that far behind PB pace currently.
Yeah, and hey, hit the BLJ real quick. This a good practice, man. You definitely want to take this practice while you can get it.
Yeah, I think BlueHaven honestly, if he just do all the stars and somewhat decent BLJs without any disaster happening, PB's very capable.
Yeah, having trouble catching the second time. The first one was almost immediate. It was surprisingly good. And there we go.
There
I think
it
we got
is.
it. Not bad. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if anybody saw it was as Finnii was grabbing the final Bowser star, but BlueHaven did also die in the second Bowser stage. So it's on 2 deaths and it's on 19 pace.
Oh, there's a fall too.
Okay, 19 might be a little tight. We'll see.
Yeah, a little bit, but coming within even 20 or 30 seconds of your PB, especially given that start, how rough it was, at a couple points, that's not too bad. We're definitely seeing a difference in general platforming here. Gonna go left rather than right, and does nail it though. All right. Look, you're gonna go down 0-1 here, but if you can finish strong with a clean Bowser, if you're maneuvering here like that, can finish strong. Maybe you kind of carry that groove forward into the second.
Absolutely, yeah. Just get that practice in a little bit. Make sure you're feeling all loose. This is indeed 19 pace, so maybe knock out a quick 19. close to the PB.
Yeah, going to the second round feeling good.
100%. Oh, it's gonna be one.
And you can see the difference right there. Doesn't catch Bowser on the fly, so to speak. Lets him bounce first. Uh-oh. Yep. We let it get a little too fast. That's always the question, right? Do you let one more rotation go and reduce your reaction time for the throw or not?
Yeah, it is. It actually, that's a good point to talk about real quick. But when the runners are like spinning the stick like super fast, and yeah, Bowser doesn't actually like spin as fast as he can. Makes the throws a little easier to time. But with BlueHaven taking these extra spins, Bowser does get to like that max speed, I guess. And
when we run,
punching off of the ledge.
Oh,
when you
God.
punch, you can't ledge grab. We actually used that tactically a few times in the run, but not there.
Well, we saw the reaction. First it was a smile, and then it was a head shake. But he's taking it in stride. That was unfortunate. Wasn't even close on that last Bowser throw, though, unfortunately. And that's the trade-off. I mean, like you were talking about, like we were just talking about, you give yourself a little more time to line it up, but he also goes faster, and there it is, just like that. I think if you go one less rotation, you give yourself just a little more time to line it up before Bowser starts spinning around way too fast. And if you're this close to it right there, I don't think you want to rotate that many times when you're that close to the bomb, because you don't need much distance.
You do need a lot of distance, though. Oh, BlueHaven kicking. Can't ledge grab again. Oh,
but you definitely don't need to go 5 or 6 times around, which is what we're doing. It feels like it's kind of standard, like always letting it go 5 or 6 times. And I don't know, I feel like the top runners, they almost never let it get that fast.
No, definitely not. I mean, top runners are going to be like palm spinning and doing all that crazy stuff. I mean, for a mid-level runner, I mean, it's pretty standard for Bowser to spin like 2 or 3 times. I mean, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, 2 or 3, certainly. There we go. There we go. We got one there. Finnii just sliding around for fun in the meantime.
Oh, there we go.
A little better. Ooh, and a good grab, too. Nice and quick.
Not sure he can reach this bomb.
Oh, man. Boy, that's a lot of misses. A little closer this time. And once again, nope. Nope.
Nah.
I mean, we're just routinely going 5 or 6 rotations every time, and when that happens, you have to release it just so.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. Kudos to BlueHaven for pushing on. Please hit it. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
It is always really rough to like finish out a run when you're in a race and you know that the other person's already finished. So GG's BlueHaven. Glad he was able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you need the practice, but you're going to have that in the back of your mind. If you do put a good run together, knowing how much you struggled on the throws, knowing that that's waiting for you, that can be tough psychologically.
Yeah, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see if we can avoid Lakitu this time. We're about to start again. It's 1-0 Finnii with that 16:05, a really strong start. And BlueHaven was looking at around mid-19s maybe at one point, but a bunch of missed throws later, and I'm not sure he even bothered to keep timing at that point, but it's definitely 20 plus.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, died a couple times after hitting some throws in Bowser 3. A little unfortunate there. We'll see what is in store for race number 2. As Finnii is definitely favored to take the win. But I want to see BlueHaven get like a PB or something. That would be great, because like we saw, died twice and was 19 pace, like definitely 19 pace going into BLJs. You just need halfway decent BLJs. So I want to see a pretty clean, nice paced run from BlueHaven.
First BLJ was actually nice and quick. Second one, though, took a few tries, but it was the throws that really, really got him in the end.
Yeah, throws are tough.
Yeah. I mean, we take them for granted sometimes at a certain level or whatever, but they have to be very precise. They're one of those things that when they're done well, they look easier than they are.
That is very true.
I mean, LBJs never look easy to me, even when someone nails them. Sometimes they look surprised, like, oh, wow, that took right away. You know, it's people understand that it's very precise and kind of feels random functionally, unless you're, like, excellent at them. It feels kind of random. But the throws, I think, it's easy for them to look boringly easy, really, even though they are not.
Yeah, there's a lot goes into BLJs. There's most of it's mashing pattern. It's not even like mashing fast. There are spots in the game where you do like need to mash fast to get through, but in 16 star with like stair BLJs and the lobby BLJ, they're pretty doable. They're pretty doable. Make this category not quite as hard as it could be. You have, I mean, 1 and 0 have the stair BLJ down in basement, and 120 has some BLJs maybe in like HMC or something. But 16, like all the BLJs are LBLJs easier than those, I believe. It's not too bad once you get that long jump timing down inside that little structure piece.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very doable, but still tough to do in like tournament races and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't blame anyone for not doing it in situations like this, because it does lose a ton of time when you mess it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess LBLJs might be easier, but they get skipped over in races like this maybe because they're not strictly necessary. With the BLJs, though, that is a doorway everybody has to go through, and that's why so many great runs are lost to it.
Yeah, that is true. BLJs at the very end, not fun.
No, and that's the really cruel thing is when a particularly difficult part of a run is, more than halfway through it, let alone near the end, because if it's near the beginning, you get to reset over and over again, not lose too much time, but you can consistently waste 10 or 12 minutes of your life and throw it away right there and restart. And that is the most frustrating part of any kind of speed run, is when there's a real tough part, near the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how a lot of speedruns go, really. The ending is really tough, and you spend so much time getting there, and then so frustrating not to be able to finish. That is the mantra of speedrunning. That brick wall.
Yeah, well, in the case of the castle, it's literally a brick wall, too, for that matter. BlueHaven is back. You can see them on the cam. Took a couple minutes off. Clear their head and try to salvage this. They are down 1-0. It is best of 3, so if Finnii finishes here, that will do it. If the runners want to continue and do the third anyway, they can, they will, and we will cast that as well, but it may or may not happen. Either way, though, BlueHaven does need this to stay alive.
That is true. Does need the win. Like we were saying earlier, really just looking for BlueHaven to have a nice, good race. Finnii is favored to win. Needs to be clean. We saw he was very clean back in race 1. So we'll see if he can match that. Get that 15-minute time.
Yeah, he was within a minute of his personal best, and boy, the Olympic-style movement we saw from his character is just, it was really good. It was better than I expected, even seeing that PB.
It was really good. Leaving HMC, I think, was like right at 11 minutes, which is definitely 15 pace.
Oh, yeah.
It's me.
We're starting up.
Right, here we go. BlueHaven getting a bit of a jump.
Dear Mario.
Take it.
If it's close, we'll remember that. But
Truly, it says toadstool.
if that ends up mattering, then it means BlueHaven had a really good run. So we'll take it.
That's right. Good race.
Let's. I want to see right out of the gate is if BlueHaven risks the Mota dump, the dunk tank of sorts, and comes at this bridge a little farther to the left than he did last time when he got the Lakitu.
Yeah, probably. I doubt he was like really worried about the moat the first time. I think it was more because you can take a ledge grab if you're a little too far left. It's not an instant moat, but
just a straight mistake then.
Yeah, probably. It's a pretty straight angle, and like we were saying, like nerves and stuff, we're definitely hitting him early.
We'll see he came in far to the right, and he zoomed back to the left. This is there we go. That's looking good. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I think if you start off on the right and you have to zoom back to the left at the last second, that's what tends to get people. You tend to notice the Lakitu's coming before it actually happens because they take the wrong angle before they even get there.
Yeah, angles can be tough. You go to the right, then kind of hit left in order to get the camera straight. But if Mario isn't lined up straight with it, then it can definitely cause some issues.
There's usually like an early warning that it might happen. Here's the bomb.
Oh,
nope.
BlueHaven, it landing on the white part. That structure.
Oh dear, rough start. And Finnii, on the other hand, perfectly clean through it.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was kind of unfortunate for BlueHaven. Just maybe threw it a little too soon. Angle was a little too angled.
Yep, loses about 20 seconds to that, I think, so it's not backbreaking, but once again, though, it's 2 runs in a row, you just kind of start off in a little bit of a hole.
Yeah, it is a little unfortunate. Definitely after, you know, your... Oh, wait. Finnii is not doing LBLJ this time. He's matching BlueHaven on the route.
Yeah, I wonder if he saw the difference in the times the first time and just figured he wants to play it a little safer this time. I'm not sure.
Probably. Make it a little more fun.
Yep, and the cannonless is pretty clean there. It's not the fastest it could be, nor the longest. Probably good enough. Again, if you play pretty well as Finnii, you're probably going to be okay. You're mostly trying to avoid major mistakes at this point. That's a miss from Blue.
Salt class.
Plan B. Works out fine, but you can't afford to do it again. There is no plan B next time. You just got to hit it.
Plan C is plan B.
That's true. Plan C is plan B again.
Just gotta keep going.
Plan C, you open up that envelope and it says, go back to plan A.
Yeah. Take one step back.
Yeah, one step back. Here we go. Moment of truth.
All right. A little iffy spot for BlueHaven, but does get it. Did get that readjust.
Not bad. But you're not catching up either, though, is the problem.
You are, yeah, you're just maintaining. That's what we need.
Yeah, it's
Need
still...
that maintenance. Maintenance.
Maintenance. throw an extra N in there.
Yeah.
It's the EN, it's for the English version. The
That's
Womps, I've seen players of all different skill level do the 16-star. Do not see too many mess-ups on the Womp here.
Yeah, definitely not one you expect.
Yeah.
See,
follows a
Finnii's
clear
going
pattern.
for... you have to go all of these, I think. Yeah, you have to do like all the stars here with the tower and everything. So Finnii, the last one. I was wondering if there was like a different route, but you need 8 stars to open Bowser, so.
Mm-hmm. And now BlueHaven doing the Womp right after Finnii did. Finnii's on to the next one already. 1-star lead about to be 2 for about 30 seconds or so.
Whoa!
Oh, you know what? There, I shouldn't have said it. Not so much as a mess up though. That might have cost you a second. Wasn't too bad. It's really hard to really mess up the Womp.
That is true, yeah. Sometimes you get like stuck underneath them. If like BlueHaven, that could have happened to him if he slid down sooner, but you get stuck underneath, and that can cause issues. The Womp doesn't know where you are. It starts to like spin around basically. And you just can't get free. But that's rare. We normally don't see that in races.
Normally,
but it is
I
funny when it happens.
Yeah, normally I would ignore this kind of thing, but we do have a request in chat to give me your best Thwomp impression, and I'm inclined to indulge. What do you think? Pretty good? Yeah. I think that's all right.
Yeah. Combine our two, maybe. Mine wasn't too deep.
Yours was a little high. Mine was maybe a little too phlegmy and deep. Maybe if you combine them.
All right, Finnii taking care of the penguin here.
We gonna make the... Okay, I thought that was a little slower. It's a little slower than normal. We kind of took a weird, wide slide down there, but it works fine. Plenty of margin on that. I can't remember if that baby penguin has a name or not.
It's Tuxie.
Tuxie,
Little penguin's name is Tuxie.
All right.
And we just call we just call the mother penguin irresponsible.
Is that a family name?
Seems to run in the family. The dad just plays around on the slide all day.
Yeah, it's just a troublesome family, to say the least. My whole thing is always that she seems totally unconcerned. She's not out looking. She just lets a stranger bring it back. I don't know who you are. We're not the same species. I don't know why you're here, but yeah, go find my kid.
It's nice enough to give a reward at least.
Yeah, that's true. All right, look on the bright side.
Thanks again. Here's some more money.
Yeah, didn't put up a poster with the reward. Just the reward. Oh, sure. I guess you brought my kid back. The animal kingdom is a harsh place. Don't ever forget it. Except for cats. We like cats here.
Oh man, Finnii. Nice Dark World. That might have been. I think that was the half. I'm getting what its name. Zaya maybe.
I admit,
Well, halfway before Shig.
Yeah, I forget what they're called sometimes because there's slight differences and the names are not words I ever use anywhere else in life. So occasionally they fly out of my head.
All Japanese runners. That's what they are.
Finnii looking pretty good again, but this is still, he's not running away with this time.
Yeah, not yet. Oh, BlueHaven didn't touch the switch. That could have been scary.
Yeah, almost took a death. And that's gonna, we're probably looking at like maybe a minute right now, which is still significant about halfway through, but not insurmountable.
Yeah, not terrible. BlueHaven's definitely getting through. Oh, as soon as I say that, taking the ball.
I know.
A little too
bound
close
to happen.
defense.
You can see the difference in movement, certainly, but BlueHaven's second run definitely already better than their first.
Yeah, looking much more clean.
You can see the timing
just...
there, right? Like when you take an extra second here or there, suddenly, oh, there's the death we're talking about. When you take that extra second early on, it shows up later in the cycle because you go there and you have to sit and wait for the platforms to align again, whereas if you do it nice and clean, they're exactly where you need them to be. So those little mistakes early on can ripple throughout the entire run.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Even the camera work.
Cycles.
I mean, I'm noticing a difference even in BlueHaven's camera work is a little more straightforward. It's almost always right behind Mario, and I could see that for the red coins in particular, that's costing them a little something. It means they have to go much slower, a little more cautious, because they can't see all the edges in front of them.
No.
Oh, that's another fall.
What?
Saved! Saved! He ran into a Goomba, but he's saved by the rotating platform. That was basically, because there's two of them and there's 4 squares that they're covering, that's 50-50. That was a pure coin flip for a death.
That was nuts. I was not expecting BlueHaven to come back from that one.
Well, they still have a lot of time to make up anyway, but yeah, that would have more or less effectively ended the match.
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
Here we are waiting for that platform like I talked about. When it goes badly early on, this is the part they died on last time. A little better this time, but you can see they just have to be a little more cautious now. When they miss that, when they miss anything early here in the Dark World, it's like you need to readjust. Things aren't going to be where you expect them to be later. You're going to be later in the cycle, and you have to react more rather than just do the muscle memory thing.
Yeah, it's a bit more reaction. I think the first time BlueHaven was like going for a long jump because he did those double long jumps at the end. Maybe let go of Z too soon or something because that first death was like very strange.
Yeah,
it was very unfortunate, very sad.
Sometimes when we're casting these, we can sort of see trouble before it starts. Like I mentioned, even just with a Lakitu where someone comes in from the right and you think, uh-oh, could be a thing. But that was kind of out of nowhere. I was not expecting a problem there. There weren't really any signs that it was coming. The angle didn't look bad. The camera looked fine. Just kind of happened.
That it does. Strikes out of nowhere. That's what makes SM64 so exciting. Anything can happen. But
and usually
making
does.
sure that doesn't happen, actually. 14 stars. Just needs 1 here. I think did extra stars because just jumping in here had 13.
Maybe a bit of a flex. Got another little internet issue there, but just occasionally, but a lot better than the first run at least. Yeah, what do you think? Extra stars? Little BM, maybe just a little.
Yeah, just not practicing the route and jumped in Lethal Lava Land probably. Just spitballing. I mean, the stars and basements, you know, they separate by seconds, so it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, it is funny. You're off route, you're not sure what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's all about that muscle memory, and when you diverge even a little bit, it can get kind of funny. There's the nip grab from Finnii, and they did this perfectly pretty much last time, both of these clips. First one,
yeah, that was
clean.
Great.
Last time, the second one was basically perfect, though. It was very fast. Let's see. Well, a little slower this time, but again, excellent. More than they need, to say the least.
Yeah, pretty clean. Hard to ask for too much more. Just didn't get the wall kick on that second door.
Yeah, not too bad,
Finnii.
but it was flawless the first time. It was a little surprising.
It was. Hard to compete. Hard to compete. You're your own worst enemy here.
And we saw last time there was no chip clip. Same thing here. They went front sub, got it fine. Probably going to do it again. But they don't have to.
There it is, Blue Haven on the reds.
Oh, misses the star, but we can afford to do that a couple dozen times. Stars
Just
sync
a few.
up, at least. They're different stars. One of them is several behind the other, but they do flash the peace sign at almost exactly the same moment. So we'll take the sync where we can get it.
Fake sync.
Fake sync, yeah. It was still nice to see. Still felt good. See, it's interesting. Finnii there going with the kind of behind Mario camera. I'm not used to seeing that. Usually you get it from the side like this.
I think it's because we're on emulator here. You do get massive lag there if you look straight on. So yeah, wouldn't be able to pull that off on N64, but taking it here. Ooh, also takes an amp.
And they're looking really smooth before that. Again, this is kind of the area that they were wowing us in beforehand in the first run. Not quite as clean this time, but still little fits and starts of it.
Blue Haven was sliding in the little dark bowl there.
It's always scary.
Bowser throw from Finnii. Just the standard grab. 3/4 spin.
Yep, there we go. See, when you're near that bomb, you can get away with that, and it's a lot easier timing-wise. Finnii, just enough.
Yeah. The fast spin is kind of nice on Bowser too, because it's not very often you'll actually miss it. If you do miss it, it'll like still stay on the platform. It doesn't actually fall off. Blue Haven taking the dive all the way down.
Boy, and that was time we just didn't have.
Yeah, that's sad for Blue Haven. Absolutely. Finnii already going upstairs.
It's looking like a similar time to their first run right now, I think. Mid-16, low 16 maybe?
Yeah, I think on the first one, at this point, was a little faster.
Yeah.
But is definitely doing really well.
Which is kind of funny because they had that death last time, but I guess they've just taken it a little slower here. So
he
even
didn't do
without
LBLJ. He's been very clean.
That's right. And okay. I did not think he had that with the BLJ, but it doesn't normally work like that. But it does work this time. We got one more to do though. And after this,
in there.
Yeah, just barely. A lot of runners would have thrown it in before then.
Making it in there. Did get the first like stair clip. Didn't fully clip. Was able to keep it going though.
I mean, it's funny. Like again, a lot of runners when it doesn't catch by then, they just give up and start over, and who can blame them? But there's the death we were talking about. Okay, one more of those, and my eyebrows are going to go up slightly, only slightly though. Blue Haven on the dip clip and does not get it the first time or the second time. Third time's a charm. No, it isn't.
Here we go. Oh. There we go. Is that it?
There we go.
No!
Oh, no!
Oh, Finnii with the Manamo. Fast cycle.
Very nice. And Blue Haven is through the door now. 4 or 5 tries it ends up taking.
Phasing in and out. Little reality check. Final Bowser throws. Yeah, definitely going to be mid-16.
Yeah, barring a huge meltdown, at least. This will be a 2-0. But I wouldn't be surprised if both runners want to play it out. Again, play for pride, play for fun.
Yeah, G-Man, closest Manamo ever. It was like he did slide right onto that platform.
There's a miss from Finn. But I don't know. How many misses do you think they could afford here? 7, 8, more?
A few. To say that, like at least 3, right?
At least three. At least 3. Well, they hit on the second time. Quick grab, and that one's going to hit too, and that is going to do it. It is going to be about 35, 40 seconds slower than their first run, but it's still going to be a mid-16. That is 2 really good, but not great for them at least runs, but more than good enough for this as it turns out. Just too many deaths and little impediments along the way for Blue.
Yeah, definitely see the difference in, I just think, practice and movements in general. Finnii, very well practiced. Did the LBLJ route first go around, got the 16, like 08 or something like that. Did the no LBLJ route this time, got the 1640, both with a death. You know, definitely very clean, very practiced. Is going to be looking to move very, very far in this tournament with those kind of times.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely taking notice here of the movement we saw in particular, because I think that kind of skill expression at this level is really impressive. Obviously, there's plenty of mistakes. There always are at any level, but having that upside, having that kind of movement be possible, knowing that the runner can do it, is very interesting for their long-term tournament prospects.
Absolutely. You're going to be looking at Finnii for future races for sure. One to keep your eye on. We got BlueHaven here.
There's another chance of these throws. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Again, I think they just need to... Oh, there's the... Mario looks tired, and why wouldn't he?
2 health. Been beat.
I mean, he's also just spiritually tired, I think, at this point. Okay, yeah, that one I was going to say, if he did 5 or 6 rotations on that, I was going to lose my mind.
That one's a bit closer.
Yeah, that one you definitely want to go for.
Did pretty well. But yeah, GG's to Finnii.
Yeah, well done. A quick 2-0, decent times in the 16x both times, one of them almost a sub-16. A death each time, too, so there is definite room for improvement there. I could definitely see them challenging their PB in this tournament as they go on, given that they were about within a minute, roughly, twice already in 2 tries, and hopefully runners are going to want to stick around and do a third. Maybe we can see a PB from either of them. BlueHaven, it's not going to be this time, but certainly possible. That would be a good note to go out on, at least, even with the loss.
Yeah, just getting a solid time down. At least a good clean ending here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that sub-20 that was possible in their first run, at least before the Bowser throw issues. Not going to be possible here.
Come on.
Come on, catch.
Yeah, BlueHaven definitely just kind of going for him. Doesn't have like a set starting point. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, where do you like to start? Kind of off to the right, it seems like most people go for.
I was thinking more just like, further down the stairs, like, around the first stair. Try to like, get some kind of spacing going so you have like maximum opportunity.
Yeah. Right, because it's different from this one, where that matters not at all.
Yeah, the first stair is typically the more troublesome one. BlueHaven taking a while.
Oh, thought he had it. Oh, okay, just barely. Not as quick as it could have been.
Yeah,
thought that was going to catch completely. Yeah, he did get up there. I didn't get hurled into the wall, unfortunately, but... I mean, those aren't bad. Like, if he had a good run going, those are acceptable BLJs. But the rest of the run, unfortunately, meant that it really didn't matter. Oh, dear. And there's a fall, but again, we managed not to die. That's another would-be death where a platform below just kind of randomly catches us. So this could have been a lot worse, at least.
Yeah, it was just going for the long jump there. It was looking like just having fun. Just entertainment at this point.
That's the same fall he saw in the last run, too, near the end. Exact same spot, but that one is pretty low risk. You only lose a few seconds.
Let's see what's he doing this time. Does do like the moving right side movement here. Is going to go for it.
Does not get it. No. Try left.
Pretty sure he got moving left side last time.
I think so, yeah. I remember we were surprised. It was very clean. It was particularly good.
Alright, let's see. Goomba, good guy Goomba today.
I think, given how the Bowser throws went last
but bad guy Goomba.
Boy! Close. Bonk. Oh. But look, given how the Bowser throws went last time, you want to finish this out. You want these Bowser throws to go a little better. Even if it's just one miss, right?
Absolutely. You want to finish that. You want a good clean ending.
Yeah. But there were 4 or 5 last time, so even if you got 3 out of 4 here, I think that would be encouraging. There's one. All right. And that was good. Just a few rotations. We get hit by the landing Bowser trying to grab him, but that's only a second or 2. And now it's 3 or 4. There we go. Right there.
That's how it goes.
No! Did not get it
Lost
fast
one
enough, but at least we get... Oh no! It's almost impossible not to throw Bowser far enough there, and yet, matter of pixels. Okay, that one you can't possibly miss.
All right, last
And
one.
Bowser throwing his little tantrum. If he gets a chance to throw his tantrum, a little something's gone wrong.
Which bomb you gonna pick? I don't know.
That was so many rotations. And we see the result. Unfortunately, another miss. Good grab, though. A little closer on this one. 2, 3. Nope, that's a miss after 3. And there's the angry camera shift again. We've seen that a few times from BlueHaven. Just hasn't been able to quite put it all together. Good individual moments, but we're going to be... I'm not sure what his first time was. There's one more fall. Now he's just laughing it off. Yeah, that's all you can do. I'm not sure what his first time was. We know it was in the low 20s somewhere, but this is about the same, if not slightly worse.
Yeah, I didn't get up here as
Oh,
quickly.
Man. And the hands
Can't
go
get
up.
the last one. The last throw is hard. It's very hard.
More misses than hits both times, unfortunately. Oh, almost punched right off the edge again. That would have really done it. And this
There
one's
it is.
in. There we go. It's going to be a low 23, but that is, unfortunately, a pretty definitive win for Finn. Let's see if we can get these runners to do one more, though. There's a little sip of an energy drink from Blue. That sure seems like he wants to do one more. I don't normally sip an energy drink and then stop doing what I'm doing.
Still preparing. Yeah, we'll see. I think it more should be up to BlueHaven what he wants to do. But yeah,
I think...
we do have a little bit of time before the next one. I'm not sure if we could start the next one early or what exactly we could do. Stay on schedule.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. We'll see which runners are around, so stay tuned. But I do think we're probably going to do one more of these from the looks of things. Blue does not look like they want to stop, and I get it. If it's an unsatisfying round, both of the rounds unsatisfying, why wouldn't you want to go out on that high note that we're talking about? Why wouldn't you want to do one more?
Potentially. Just having some fun with it.
It's good practice, too, and even though the stakes are a little lower now, the mere fact that it's being watched, right, it's good practice for events like this. It's the next best thing to actually training in front of an audience.
That is true. You got the stage.
Yep,
Try to
it's a little
use
little
it.
something. Yeah, exactly. Again, not the same as the competition still going, right? It's just for fun, just for practice, but it's a decent approximation. And again, yeah, I think it's important to go out strong if you can. Even if BlueHaven just puts up like a mid-19 here in the last round, they can go out feeling good.
That is true, and we are going to be getting that Game 3. BlueHaven taking that quick break.
Yep, gonna be back in a couple of minutes, he's saying, and we will give him that, certainly. It's well-earned, tough runs, but a lot of effort, a lot of heart. Kept at it, smiled it off most of the time. That's all you can do, really. I mean, this is... One thing I do like about even the kind of botched runs is you kind of get a little window into what it's actually like to be a runner, as opposed to just seeing the world records, just seeing the videos where people put their head in their hands and, you know, tear their shirts off and all that exciting stuff. That's the culmination of months and years, and those months and years are filled with runs like this.
Yeah, 100%. You got all that experience under your belts. You can walk into these tournaments pretty comfortable knowing that, like, you know what you're doing. You know, you're not going to have, like, a crazy off day to where nothing goes right. Yeah, you got some stability.
Yep.
Can really sink your teeth in. I want to know what Finnii does in this one, because I would assume you just go for it, right?
Just go full
like, you
PB.
got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Nothing to lose. Yeah. I would expect... Let's put it this way. We'll make a prediction right away. We think he's going LBLJ again, right?
I think so.
Not a lot of downside to it.
I would bet on that gamble if we had one in chat. Wink, wink.
There's some channel points burning a hole in your pocket.
Prediction.
There we
Results.
go.
Winner was Finnii. Indeed.
Look, I don't know what else you do with the channel points. You just use them to get more channel points.
That's right. 96-4 was the percentages there. So everyone who won only won like 0.06 or something times.
Yeah.
1.06.
Well, it was open, I think, most of the run, too. So some of those predictions were trickling in at the end when it was pretty much decided.
I know how this is gonna go. I bet for Finnii. We'll see. Fast Mario. See details. Oh, fastest Mario.
Fastest Mario. Yeah, let's take a look here. You know what? I'm going to hang on to my channel points.
Can we get like a sub 20 BlueHaven prediction or something?
That's what I'd like to see, because you definitely saw that he was like roughly on pace the first time, and the second time not as much, but could have been if he'd avoided maybe one more death. So I'd like to see that. Meanwhile, I'm going to take my channel points and I'm going to invest them in a mutual fund. I'm not going to take any of these ridiculous risks. You people are crazy.
Imagine you could like cross stream your channel points.
Yeah. Yes. Because there's like a Fallout stream I've got 300,000 on. If I could just transfer those over, that'd be great.
Yeah, it would be a little crazy. Maybe there'd be like some conversion loss, you know, or like streamers could set it up like that. Like I'll transfer 100%, or if you want to transfer from another stream, you only get like 20%.
You're thinking exchange rate for channel points.
Yes, like cross stream exchange rate. That would be great. We get a whole banking channel point system.
We'll get a whole Twitch channel points banking system with a Federal Reserve, USD to CCG. That's what this one would be called, CCG. Yeah, Twitch Reserve. I don't see any downside. Look, if I know anything about video games, it's that their in-world economies are always completely sane and reasonable.
Yes, they make
There's
a lot of sense.
There's never any crazy inflation. There's never any duping. I see no downside here. Oh yeah, CoolCat currency.
Well, it's not like a game. It is like Twitch. It is like they are regimented. It'd be like a crypto, right? It's kind of like a crypto in a way without a blockchain.
Yeah, there we go. Crypto without a blockchain, which means nothing. There is Dogecoin, so I guess we'd be Catcoin, but cat with like a K.
We'd be CoolCat coin.
CoolCat coin.
Well, that's what we need.
Okay, as long as those are C's. Let's be very careful here. Yeah, CoolCat coin. There we go. CCC. I'm in. I'm in. Where do I invest? I changed my mind on the mutual funds.
Right now, if you follow, you get channel points. If you subscribe, you have to subscribe to get more channel points. That's where we're at. Invest in CoolCat coin.
Today. The grifters are going to come in any second. Waiting for BlueHaven to come back while we're inventing a channel point banking system on the fly.
Look, it's not a crypto scam. It's channel points. It's different.
It's totally different. Totally different. It's a completely different kind of scam.
Based in cat pilled. Cat pilled.
Anything can be pilled at this point.
Yeah. The CoolCatGang NFT when you get yours. Huh? I've already pre-ordered mine.
Pre-order. You get a hat. Your character gets a hat. What character? Don't worry about it. BlueHaven is back. I have a cat next to me right now. They don't appear interested in our banking system. No one should be, really.
That's not a cool cat.
No. Actually, he's so cool he doesn't care about what I'm doing.
Oh, I see.
He's cooler than I am. Yes, he's too cool
for the bank.
Yes, way too cool for the bank. He does not care. I can't make this cat care about anything. BlueHaven is back. We are hoping for a good run at the end here. We've seen him flirt with sub 20. His PB, as you can see there, is just barely sub 19. We'd like to see a good run from him at the end. We've certainly seen that potential. Finnii has had two really strong mid-16 runs, a low 16 and a mid-16. Has won by 5 or 6 minutes, maybe 7 or 8, hard to say, both times. So it is a 2-0 win for Finnii here. I believe this is a group stage match, so they're going to take that win and move forward. And as you mentioned, probably a force to be reckoned with in this tournament.
Princess Toadstool. Peach.
100%, especially because we're on the emulator side right now. Finnii, what seed is Finnii? It has to be close to the top. I mean, 15, 17 for an emulator is probably close to number 1. Right behind it.
Yeah, obviously, seeding based on PB, it's not perfect, but it is a pretty good general starting point when you have an open like this. So we're definitely seeing that is not one of those players who just kind of ran into a good PB. It can happen. You could see that he's around that time in both of his runs already. So that consistency is really what serves you best in this format.
That's right. And actually doesn't have an emulator PB. A 15-17 on emulator would put him in 4th place. 15-16 is 3rd.
Oh, we were wrong. Finn does not go LBLJ. No, he did. No, okay, my mistake. I thought he went right past it.
Oh, my channel points.
Okay, this makes way more sense. I was very confused. I said, why on earth would you not? You've already won the match, right? We know you can do it. I spoke too soon. I jumped the gun.
Yeah, Finnii definitely going for it.
I mean, you should at this point. No reason not to. And with this movement, why wouldn't you? Look at this. This is really where he excels. He's been pretty good across the board with the open movement stuff, which is always, to be honest, the most pleasurable to watch. Like, I can appreciate a good BLJ in the abstract, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look fluid. It doesn't look interesting, right? It's just a weird glitch. But when someone kind of is like wall kicking and sliding and flipping and jumping and just all this stuff, it's nice to watch in and of itself. You don't have to know anything about this game to enjoy watching this part.
That is true. It's very tantalizing, SM64 speedrunning. Because there are definitely like a lot of games out there that you watch, and if you don't play the game, you just don't know what's happening. Like, that's how I think I feel with Ocarina of Time. Because they do such crazy things that I'm like, what are you even doing? Like,
yeah. And
they're unlocking things for like an hour later or something. But SM64, it's like parkour, right? You're like bouncing off the walls and everything.
No, you're right. It's accessible like that. Like, if you've never seen a BLJ or an LBLJ, you don't know what you're looking at. It doesn't look interesting. You have no idea what's going on. You're like, oh, there's some kind of glitch, I guess. But when you see him kind of jumping off these walls, when you see the movement in the Dark World or CMG or anything like that, you can appreciate it no matter what.
Yeah, very, very much so. It's very pleasing to the eye. And you always have like a semblance of what's going on. Like, they're collecting stars, obviously. Like, you know, maybe when we start to jump over walls and stuff, you're kind of, that's what interests you about, like, wait a minute, what's happening?
Right.
But you still get so much of that, you know, base beauty, I guess, in the movement.
Yeah, no, the aesthetically pleasing stuff. Oh, there's a miss for BlueHaven. Butt off the edge of the gate there. Had no problem hitting that in his first 2 runs, but just a little bit of an issue here. Gonna try it again, reset the camera, rather than try to take it from an angle he's unfamiliar with, which is smart, and he does it again! Oh.
Turns the camera here. I don't think that's beneficial. I think that's probably more harmful. Because he's not doing double jump owls, he's doing regular owls. It's a little different.
0 for 3. That's the exact same thing 3 times in a row, and then the slide down. And this is a bad start, and this is not looking good for the sub 20 we were hoping for, but still very much possible. Oh, no. 4 in a row, and at this point, it's just sunk cost fallacy. It's just, I gotta get this done. I'm not gonna move on. I'm not gonna do any plan B. I'm not coming back to it later. We're doing it right here, even with a 5th failure.
Yeah, it's bad when the Owlus isn't coming through for you. And it's actually at 2 HP, so could potentially die.
Really need this. Really need this. There we go. Mock double thumbs up. A little sarcastic maybe, but could have been worse. Sub 20 still very possible, of course. It's early on, but that's a rough start.
That is a rough start. There you go. Finnii with the double jump Owlus does get the camera turn. I don't think that camera turn is beneficial for BlueHaven. If BlueHaven watches his back, I want him to know.
Yeah, the camera work difference. If you watch from left to right, you can see the difference in camera work, and that is one of the differences in skill 2, I think.
Yeah, knowledge is a big key here in speedrunning. Just all the little tricks and nuances, holding neutral, you know, how to change the cameras. That definitely comes with time, and also just, you know, how deep are you willing to dive into the practice material, and look at, because everything for SM64 is out there. What we have is insane for practice, and it's all dependent on, you know, what you're willing to look up and how much time to spend.
Yeah, well, not just that, but like we talk about how much of this is muscle memory. Right, and if your camera angle is not identical or nearly so, it's different muscle memory every time. You're training a slightly different movement set every time. If you get the camera down first, and you can do that part consistently, then you're trying to replicate the same movements, and just through sheer practice, you know, you're a human being, you're going to get better at it if you keep trying. But if your camera changes every time, it's kind of like starting from scratch every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. You don't get that regiment movement.
Right. So you need to kind of get your camera locked where you want it, where you're gonna have it eventually. What your goal is, right? The best possible camera angle. You want that early so you can start grinding right away.
Yeah, for sure. That is key. Consistency. And BlueHaven grabbing that last Womp Star.
Yeah, that was a pretty rough Womp for him, but he's out of it now. Still plenty of time to get that sub 20 that we're looking for. Finnii, nothing particularly amazing from Finnii here, but it's pretty much what we've seen. It's just, again, mid-16 pace, I think. But it's early.
Finnii just popping off today.
Yeah, he's looking really good. And again, I know we've been using the word consistency too much, but that's the thing, right? In this format, just randomly having one really bad run can, sink your whole match. So if you're just consistently getting within a minute of your PB in these things, that's huge. Because it means you're going to win almost every match you're favored to win.
Oh, the pole skip from Finnii.
Wow. Wow. He is, you said popping off. You weren't kidding. Looking really good today.
Yeah, this is what we were kind of talking about earlier. What are we going to see from Finnii? Last match, you've already taken the win, basically. Everything's been really clean. LBLJ, pole skip. Looks like a decent side hop.
Not perfect, but yeah, definitely decent. Boy, he's looking real good. Yeah, he wants to set... He at least wants that sub 16 today.
I want to see it. I want that sub 16 today.
Yeah, we want a sub 16 from Finnii. We want a sub 20 from BlueHaven. We want to see both runners. We want to see their best run be their last run.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. We got... It was possible earlier. Nice ground pound. Thought it was going to be a little short. Bully just eking over the edge there.
Yep, but he was confident. Flew right over. Started flying through the air. The steps appear to stop him from going into the lava. Just he's playing with confidence right now. He is, like you said, going for it because there's no reason not to. And it's working.
As the kids say, he's cracked.
He's cracked. Kids with a Z.
Yeah.
Several Z's.
Oh, BlueHaven didn't see what happened. Jumping back out of Dark World. 1 HP lower, or 1 life lower.
Well, we've seen several falls. We've seen several falls resulting in deaths, and we saw 2 or 3 falls where it didn't quite result in a death, but could have. So these are the areas I think that have clearly been giving him the most trouble. The platforming, the fall to the death has been definitely the weak spot today.
For sure.
And I think that makes sense, because I think that's the part that probably takes the longest to practice, is just that general movement.
Yeah, it's extremely hard. And like we were saying, that regimented movements. Yeah, BlueHaven, the movement is not quite on point with Finnii. But he's had a good showing today. For the PB that he's got, 1858, he has not played poorly.
No.
Just had it's really the deaths that are doing it to him.
Yeah. There have been a couple stars where, bonked off something 4 or 5 times in a row. There's the death, and it's, again, the same kind of thing. These Dark World falls. That's what's gotten him. He did take a crystal to the face about a minute ago, too. But those kind of mistakes, they're a second here, a second there. It's the deaths, like you said, especially at this part of the run.
Yeah, pretty tough for BlueHaven there. Still going, though.
That is speedrunning in a nutshell. Keep going.
Faster.
Yeah, faster too. Faster. But, when it's not fast, yeah, you just keep doing it anyway.
That's right.
It is all about perseverance.
Yeah, Finnii's going to have a crazy pace here, by the way. Looking at right at 10 minutes. This is the last star. And it's going to be the C-up slide.
I mean, it's not unusual. Oh, you can see BlueHaven just not quite hitting the cycle there on those platforms. And that's where the things ripple. I mean, Finnii would not be the only player who kind of freed from that kind of competitive pressure. I mean, he was playing great anyway, but freed from that competitive pressure. Mistake. The exact same death for BlueHaven. I mean, I wonder if Finnii's just like relaxed. Sometimes you play good uptight, sometimes you play good relaxed. Sometimes it varies from day to day. But right now, Finnii, with nothing on the line, is working on his best run of the day.
Absolutely. Gonna be looking to jump into DDD right at 11 minutes. See how close he can get. with the second door. Didn't make it through.
Oh no! The Nips clips were so good the first 2 runs that even that little mistake with the pace he's on suddenly feels terrible.
It kind of does. He got right at 11 minutes jumping into that. It could have been sub 11, but still super good. About 4 seconds probably.
Yeah, well, we're gonna remember those 4 seconds if he finishes with a 16:03, aren't we?
That would be tragic. I would feel bad.
You know what? You're right. No overstatement at all. That would be an absolute tragedy. I will be crestfallen. My crest will fall if that happens. Front sub again. He's gone for it every time. Had no issues with it, except for the time I say he's had no issues with it.
Oh, quick backup and slide off the right side of it.
Oh my goodness. Well, that one's on me, folks.
It is rough.
Oh man.
Gonna go up the left side. No fence above you on the left side of that. What makes that so hard is like that fence that you don't really notice unless you're looking for it. You have to do really precise movement and stay close to the sub. The BlueHaven's in.
I was gonna say, did you see that star he just got?
Yeah.
I looked over and I said, wait a second, where are we? Because that's not a part of a normal 16-star run very often.
Yeah, doing pizza slide. I don't know if he was having fun or what. It had to have been.
Well, look, when you see that in a 16-star run, something has not gone according to plan. Few possible explanations, but none of them are, oh, everything went fine.
Yeah, that's probably true. Normally a route divergence, you do that in 70-star, you come out of womps and you go straight to the slide. You can make that mistake for sure, but not. Oh, he's doing it instead of the Reds route. Oh my gosh, that's what he was doing.
And he's also in a slight boxing match with a Goomba. He does win eventually, but not before taking a couple of hits.
He did win.
Well, here's the variation we were talking about, at least. Not for the reason we like, but at least it's interesting.
I was still like, he's going to forget the star, and then it was not in there.
So Finnii was at a pretty sick pace there for a while, but we saw a few poorly timed mistakes, and might be looking at kind of the same pace he's been on all day. There's a miss from BlueHaven on Bowser, and that has been, other than the deaths in the Dark World, that's kind of been the story of the day. It's all been Bowser and Dark World deaths. And if you take those away, it's, you know, it's roughly PP pace.
Yeah, I would say so. I think BlueHaven's, you know, skill for 1858 is looking good. It just needs to clean up the deaths, like you said. Dark World's been a big one. Dark World's always a big one, though. Died in the same way twice. Had the rollouts were just too far into that platform he rolled out on, and ended up hitting the roof of the other one. But Finnii, instant BLJ here, has had an amazing day of races.
The rich get richer. That's really something, man. He's just pouring it on. A few mistakes in the middle of this run, but that's about it. This is about as good as any run he's had all day. Probably looking at, again, I'm going to say another low 16 if I had to guess, but we'll see. This is the part he's excelled at, though.
Really has. And with a 14-20 entry, this is absolutely 15 pace. If he has a clean bits, could possibly be 15 pace with a missed Bowser throw.
I mean, that's what we're hoping for. We'd like to see an event best here, a match best, whatever you want to call it, for either player, ideally both. Certainly possible. BlueHaven, maybe not as much, is very much off the beaten path. Yeah, that's right. That is their 11th star, and it was the talent star for 11. So we are definitely off script here on the right.
Indeed.
That's okay.
Perfectly on script. It's jumping into this final pipe. 15:05, which means 15:45 is probably the max time.
Wow. I mean, not just on script, but has memorized pretty much all his lines from the looks of things.
Side flip grab. I'm not even sure what that does on the final Bowser, if that actually saves time or not. I see people
Bowser
do
on the
it.
fly. 2 for 2. This is so quick. This is so quick. Here we go. Sub 16.
Grab.
I think he got it.
I
think he got it. Yeah. His best run of the day is his third. It didn't matter, but it still feels good. It's going to be a sub 16 for Finnii after 2 16Xs earlier. And that is going to be a 3-0.
Yeah, GG's to Finnii there. getting that sub 16, that's what we were looking for. Also looking for BlueHaven to have a sub 20, but some deaths kind of taking that opportunity away from us. I'm not. Are we gonna let BlueHaven finish this? I know we're kind of eking into the next match. Ooh, BlueHaven clipping up.
I think we probably have time, but I'll leave it up to production. But he might be able to finish in a few minutes here. He's not going to get the sub 20, but I think both of his runs, I'm not sure we got the time on the first one, but the second one I think was like 23, and I think the first one was probably pretty close to that. So even getting like a 21 would be his fastest of the day. And again, that's a little something to go out on your best run, show that kind of improvement at least. You want that trajectory at least pointing in the right direction when you stop.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. And Finnii really showing out. Had 2 great runs. Second one, no LBLJ. I was basically the same pace as the regular LBLJ, about 30 seconds off. And then, yeah, that sub 16, really, really killing it. Yeah, look for Finnii in the future rounds. Make sure you mark that one on your calendar. Especially as we get later into these tournaments, it's going to be insane. And like I said, we're on the emulator side of the bracket. Finnii's PB, which I'm sure is on N64 actually, because it's not on the leaderboards, is like 3rd place basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, speaking of 30 seconds off, that is exactly the difference between his last time there and his PB. That's pretty darn close. So when you can get that close to your PB in a match like this, you know you're doing well.
100%. BlueHaven with the MIPS clip.
This gave him some trouble a little earlier. Took 3 or 4 tries. It's going to take at least 2 here. Trying it again. It's going to take... As long as he doesn't open the door again. All right. It'll take him exactly 2. He'll take it. Pretty good.
Oh, but the reality check once again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... The differences here are so marginal. That's pretty good, though. Oh, yeah, he's through. Okay, good. Got a little worried there with the dialogue box, but we're fine. Those are acceptable Nips clips from him. Certainly his best of the day combined. Second try on both.
Yeah, not bad at all. Is he going for chip clip here?
Why not? Let's go for it. Nope, not going to hit it. Yeah, the angle just looked way too steep there.
Probably just having some fun now.
You might as well.
Why not?
Why not? Front sub 2. I actually don't think we've watched BlueHaven on the sub yet. I'm not sure which way he's been going.
I definitely think back sub, but yeah, I haven't really seen.
Yeah.
But might try the front sub. Is on the left side. Looks like he's going for it now.
All right. Yep. Look at the focus. You can see him unblinking. Come on. Oh, a little wide. A little wide, I think. The angle of approach on a lot of this stuff is what's been off. Well, at this point, you haven't saved the time from back sub anymore. So, if you don't do it quick, don't do it at all, right?
That is true. If he was on if you're actually looking for PB pace, staying clean is better than just doing the fastest strats. But yeah, need some speed here. BlueHaven making it up, not quite.
Not quite. I think anything we didn't notice in BlueHaven's earlier runs, it's because it correlated to Finn doing that open movement in Dark World, because that took up all of our focus every time it happened because it was so good and so smooth. So I think if that happened to happen around the time Blue was doing the sub, that might explain why we were never looking to the right when that was happening. We are going to go back sub eventually. Just going to give up on the front sub.
Yeah, no one needs a front sub if it's not going to go properly. We don't even need it. Just leave it.
Just leave it. We can still get our best of the day here, I think, if we don't make any other mistakes. We still have a few minutes to play with. But I'm not sure Blue is going to bother. That might do it for
him. All right, that might do it for Blue. It is 3:54 here on the eastern side of the time frame. So we're probably going to be throwing it off to this next match, and that might be what Blue is doing here. It is supposed to start at 4 o'clock. We'll take a couple minutes to get ready. I want to get the final word that Blue's done. I'm very, very confident he is.
Yeah, we want to be fair to him. But I can tell you that the next match is going to be Man Mud versus Momo. And I have been warning Trek. Markinator's sticking around, but I'm going to make way for Electric. Enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. So nobody go away. We'll be right back in 5 minutes.
Actually, Blue's going to join us before we hand things off.
Oh,
Yo.
How you doing, Blue?
Morning track, Markinator
A day to forget in the Mario. Like, I literally haven't played that bad since like 6 months ago, so I don't know. Just wasn't my day, I guess.
yeah. It was. Your movement was looking pretty good. We were talking about it. It was really just the deaths that were doing it to you.
Yeah, well, I usually, like, as of now, would get like mid-19s. Like, that'd be respectable to get. So I don't know. Just things didn't line up. I knew I was gonna lose coming in anyway, but
It's all good. It's all good. You good practice. You know, you got to have some bad days like this in order to have some good ones as well. So, like I said, your movement wasn't looking too bad. It was mostly just the deaths, and if you just have a nice clean run, I think you could easily PB, get like a 17 or something.
Oh, for sure. Like 2 days ago, I was minus a minute into BLJ, so like I'm definitely like high 17, low 18 capable.
For sure. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, just wasn't my day, and Finnii was gonna beat my ass either way.
Well, speak of the devil, here he is. Finnii, congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much. Man,
A little quiet, little robot-y maybe.
I feel kind of sorry for like some shit that happened to Blue. Like there was
don't be.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Like there's a bunch of factor. Wasn't my day. I've worked all night and been up since yesterday. Not making excuses. Like I'm totally responsible for playing bad, but I'm just saying like I didn't have much motivation to play good to begin with because of the matchup.
Yeah, Finnii, you played fantastic, honestly. Pulling out, 16, 15, or 16.08 or something like that. And then the no LBLJ route was pretty much on pace with that, just 30 seconds behind. And then that sub 16. So you're playing really great.
Thank you.
Let me just PB by 3 minutes to win.
The no LBJ route run was actually better than the first one until ELJs.
Yeah, it was really, really clean. You're playing fantastic. We were talking about it. You look very on point. Do you normally play on N64? Because we were looking at your PB.
No, I usually I always play on VC.
Oh, it's VC. Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking emulator, but VC makes sense because I didn't see you on the leaderboards. But yeah, oh, you're second. You're second on the leaderboards. That's insane.
Yeah, Tag beat me a few weeks ago.
Nice. Well, congratulations. Are you looking forward to the tournament? I guess my question would be, like, what matchup in this tournament are you more concerned with in the future? Have you looked at the bracket at all? Do you think anyone could be like a big competitor?
It's been a while since I looked at the bracket, but there were like some runners with like mid or low 16s, and there was one other runner with like a mid 15. I don't remember who it was, but it's gonna be hard because I'm not that consistent usually. It's just I don't know. Yeah, Zilkin. I don't know if that's like the right pronunciation.
Yeah. No, I mean you're looking great. The movement's looking awesome. So I'm very excited to see you in the future.
Yeah, we were very impressed by the open movement.
Thank you.
And any final words before we close this out?
Go win it, Finnii. At least I'll lose to the person that's gonna win it all.
That's a fine sentiment, and a good sport too.